this video, we're going to cover the Zenly 2.8 Service Pack 2 release. New features that we have in this release is we have added alerts. We're going to cover how you can configure those alerts, along with a user profile icon to allow the user to get to their access easier. We've added a loan comparison so you can send that to your borrowers, and added a loan program template. Some enhancements that we have in this release is we have updated the Zenly home screen, combining the Leads and the Loans tab into one for a better workflow. Now when opening loans, it is going to open to the borrower's screen and the application. We've also added a Paid By dropdown in the Buy Down section. And we've updated the verification certification screen and the print forms for our VA request for eligibility. So let's open up Zenly and walk through these updates. When you open up Zenly, you'll see up at the top menu bar, Zenly has merged the Leads and the Loan tab together to create an easier workflow for your loan process. On the left of each file, there's an icon that determines if it's a lead or a loan. A lead will have a sales funnel icon, while the loan will have a $sign. At the top, you do have a search bar and a filter to narrow your results in your pipeline. The filter icon has 3 checkboxes: the archived, leads, and loans. You can check the box of the option you wish to see, and the pipeline will update below. Each of the screens show 30 files at a time, so to see other files in your pipeline, you're going to need to use the Next button at the bottom or the Previous button. You now have the ability to archive leads or loan files. When you click the Select box at the bottom of the screen, checkboxes will appear to the right of each file. You're going to check the box on the file that you want to archive or delete. You want to note that if you delete any files, they are completely removed from Zenly, and there is no way to recover these. You can also reactivate files that are stored in your archive area. To see those archived files, you'll click your filter icon at the top. Check your archived. This will update the pipeline below. Then click the Select button at the bottom. This will give you those checkboxes to the right of each of your files. You can select the file or files that you want to bring back and click the Activate button at the bottom. Starting a new lead or a new loan has been simplified. From the home screen, you can send a lead invite with this button, or start a new blank file with the New File button. With the new loan, you're given the choice to create a new blank file or import a 3.2 or 3.4. This release has also added the ability to drag and drop files for import on this screen here. And now when you import a file, the LO's name is going to be put under the Status and Contacts area automatically. And if the LO that's in the file is also a Zenly user, it will add the LO name to the application and give that LO access to that file in the Settings area. It will be matching the LO's NMLS ID from the file that you're importing to the NMLS ID that's under your Zenly Users tab. If you change the loan originator after it's been imported, this will update the status contacts as well as remove access for this loan originator and give it to the new loan originator that's in the dropdown. You can see Allie Whitaker was removed as a user with access to this file, giving Bruce Banner the new access. We've also added a user profile on the home screen. It's the icon in the top right. When you click on it, the name of the user who's logged in is going to appear at the top. And if you click that, you'll be taken to their profile where they're able to update their contact information, credit or Fannie Mae ID and passwords, and their alert configurations. Under the user profile icon, there's now an interview configuration option. This will take you to what was the Zip Administrator area. There was a Zip tab on the main menu up top. This has moved over here and will open in a new browser when selected. We've also moved the support and the help icon with the Zenly Help Center underneath the user profile. The other new icon that we have up at the top is a bell, which is our alerts new feature. Alerts are designed to assist the user in determining which lead or loan file has items to work on. Alerts will only appear for a user that the alert is assigned to. And there's two types of alerts. There are system-generated alerts for documents received, e-signatures, or interview completed. There's also the ability to add manually created alerts to set reminders on files. When you're on the home screen, if you click the bell icon, it will open a list of all of the user's alerts for their whole pipeline. The number on the bell is going to indicate the number of unread alerts for that user. You can tell the difference between a read alert and an unread alert by the background color. If it's blue, this is an unread alert and it's being counted with the red number on top of the bell. In your alerts, if you click on the borrower's name, it's going to open up that file and mark this alert as read. When that file opens, the alert list is only going to show the alerts for the current file that you're in. If you click anywhere else inside that alert box, it's going to open up the Edit Alert box and also mark that alert as read. The alert box has two icons at the top. There is an arrows icon. This will sort your alerts by the due date that is listed on the alert. There's also a plus icon. This creates a new alert in the file. Each alert is attached to a lead or a loan file, so you'll only see this plus icon if you are in a file. The alert will list the borrower's name up at the top. The description section is where you can put notes for your reminder and alert. Below that, you can enter a due date and time if applicable. Below that, we have the Assign To dropdown. The administrator will have access to assign alerts to any other user, but other users are going to be defaulted to not be able to assign alerts to other users. The administrator can go in and update the other user under the Users tab and Alert Configuration if they want to give that ability to other users. The Clear Alerts Automatically checkbox will be defaulted to checked. With this being checked, it tells the system to automatically remove the alerts from your files after a set number of days. By default, this is going to be 30 days, but the administrator can go in and change that under their Users and Alert Configuration. At the bottom, it shows when the alert was created and by who. You can clear out any alerts or change a read alert back to an unread by clicking the Select button, checking the box next to the alert, and then clicking either Clear, which will remove it from your list, or mark it as unread, which will put it back in the blue color and add it to the red bell count above. Next, let's walk through how you can set up these alerts with the alert configuration. The admin can set up the alert configuration for each user. Under the Users tab, select the user, and select the alerts configuration on the left. The top section is the alerts and the notification preferences. The administrator can select if they want the user to receive alerts in Zenly and emails for the top 3 scenarios: documents being received from your borrower, e-signature packages that are received, and receiving a new completed interview. You'll notice the email for the new lead from interview is grayed out. This is a default, so all LOs will always receive an email when a new interview application is completed. This top section can also be updated by the user in their user profile icon and selecting their name. These two areas will sync up, so if the admin sets the alerts this way, but the user chooses that they don't want to have some of these alerts, they can update their side and it will come back in sync with this section under the user. The bottom access grants access to alerts to be able to create those alerts, assign them to other users, clear, and then update the automatic number of cleared days. The admin has the option to give this access area to the user or not by selecting the View Access dropdown. They can grant access by selecting Edit or No Access, and the user will not be able to see this area. Next new feature we have is we have added a loan program to our templates area. It's under our templates menu at the top and loan programs over on the left side. A defaulted loan program template will be provided, the standard loan program template. And like the fee template, you do have the ability to drag and copy any of these templates by clicking on it and dragging it up to the top right and placing that inside the drag and drop copy here button. This will then create a copy of that template and allow you to open that up and edit it. Inside of the loan program template, you can set qualifying ratios, loan information, any adjustment rates for ARMs, payment adjustments, and buy down information if your loan has that. Next up is our loan comparison that we've added. I'm going to go back to our Zenly home screen so I can walk through showing you a loan comparison inside of a lead file. When you're inside of a lead, you're going to go to the New Qualifications tab. In this area, you're able to create the different loan scenarios by clicking the plus icon. The product line is required. This is naming your scenario and will show on the previous screen when you're selecting the loan scenarios to compare. Below that, we have options for you to pull in the loan program scenarios and your fee templates. You can click the Select button and select your loan program if you have that. This will fill in the loan information on this screen. The fee template you can select here, but it will populate on the estimated closing costs. You can also select it on that screen. Enter in the loan information. Enter in my 20% down. And if I had any other information such as the MIP or rate adjustments, I could add that in this area. Next, we can click on the Next button, or we can click on the Proposed Housing Expense icon. They both go to the same place. This is going to show all the monthly expenses for the property. If your fee template had any monthly amounts in Section G, which is the initial escrow payment at closing, this will pull over those amounts, and you can add any other monthly amounts. You then continue to the estimated closing costs, which shows you all your fees. This is where you can also pull in your fee template if you didn't do that on the first screen, and edit those for your comparison. When you're finished, click Save and Exit, and it'll take you back to the Create Scenario main screen. You would continue the same process to create other scenarios that you'd like to compare. I already made 2 scenarios for us to compare in this area. So when you have your scenarios ready, you're going to check the checkbox to the left of the scenario that you want to review, and go up to the top where it says Months to Compare, and enter the number of months, and click the Compare button. This will generate a preview of these scenarios. The order that they appear on in the form depends on the order that they are in the scenario screen. You can only view up to 3 scenarios at a time on the generated form and the printed form. To get the loan comparison document that you could send out to your borrower, we'd need to go over to the Documents tab and Generate. This will show the loan comparison on the left, and once you select that, it'll put it over on the right under the selected documents and allow you to preview it or store the document. When you've stored the document, it will be placed in the Stored menu, and this is where you could download it to send to your borrower. You'll see in this preview that there are 3 scenarios here, even though we only check box 2 to compare. This is because the generated form will take the top 3 that you have listed in your loan scenario area. If you do not wish to have all 3, you'd need to go back to that screen and delete one of the scenarios you do not wish to see. The top section will auto-populate for you. The top one is the borrower's name, and the bottom one is Provided by, and this will come from the loan originator's name selected in the file. We also have some enhancements in this release. Now when you open up a loan file, it is going to direct you to the Application and Borrower screen rather than on the Status tab. On this screen, we have also added the Loan Originator dropdown. When selected, this is going to add the loan originator's name to the Status and Contact area, as well as grant access under the Settings area. Under the Loan section, let me scroll down. We've added to the Buy Down area a Paid By dropdown. By selecting this, it's going to determine how it's disclosed on the loan estimate. If Paid By Borrower or Lender on Promissory Note is selected, this will show in the payment structure as well as on the loan estimate on the AP or AIR table appropriately. If it is Paid By Seller, Lender not on Promissory Note, or Other, then the payment schedule will not reflect a buy down, and the loan estimate will also not show any effects of the buy down. The last update is to the Processing Verifications Certification screen. We've updated the screen to accommodate the VA Certification of Eligibility form. This part has been added. Indicate how you will use your certificate of eligibility. You'll click the Select box and choose your option. We also have new questions based on if they have used the VA program and then if they own any of the homes that they've used the program for. If they answer yes, then the VA property address area will appear. There's an icon that has 2 boxes. If you click this, it will open up all of the REOs that are in this file, and allow you to select one of those with the checkbox so you can bring that down. Or you have the option to manually add the address by using the plus icon. Inside this area, there is also a checkbox for if the property has been damaged. You would check this, and on the printed form, it will separate any property that had been used with the program that is damaged or not damaged. The print forms for the VA request of certification of veteran status, as well as the VA request for certificate of eligibility, have been updated as well. All documents can be found under the Documents tab and Generate. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at our dedicated customer service at 1-800-342-2599.